Hey my friends, it is time for another focus wall video. So we just finished all of our fun Kevin Hinkes books and activities, and now we are going to read When I Was Young in the Mountains. And this is by Cynthia Ryland, and it's illustrated by Diane Good. And this story is cool because this is about the author's life and some experiences that she remembers. So this is kind of like an autobiography because it is based on a true story. So when I was young in the mountains. When I was young in the mountains, our comprehension skill, our skills that help us become better readers, we are going to be working on setting. And setting, you may remember talking about this in first grade and kindergarten, is when and where the story takes place. So there's just some examples on this. It talks about where and when. And you can use the picture clues to really help you figure out where the setting is. So for example, if we were to look at this cover, I could say the setting is nighttime because I see the moon and stars. They might be in the forest because I see some trees and some grass. It looks like they might be in a time a long time ago. It doesn't look like something that would happen today, just based on what they're wearing. And it must not be very cold because they're walking around barefoot. So that's kind of what setting is. You're talking about where and when the story takes place, using your clues from the book, and then mostly the pictures and the words will help you too. We're going to be working again on making connections, which is just, oh, that reminds me of a time, that kind of thing. So to go along with this setting, I have this poster, and it is the importance of setting, which is why setting is important and why it's important for us to talk about it when we're talking about being better readers. And it says the setting is important because it impacts the characters in the plot of the story. Characters have different experiences based on where and when they live, just like us. So not everybody lives in the same place. And so your experiences might be different than someone else's just based on where you live. Like there are a lot of places that don't get a winter like we do in Illinois. And so our setting will impact how we live differently than someone who might live in South America or something. Our words, our vocabulary words this week. Again, I go over these more in detail on the next video. We have pasture, mound, heat, shiver, dusk, and threaten. Those are our words. Our grammar skill this week is going to be focusing on nouns, and you will do a noun sort for one of your activities where you're going to decide if it is a noun or if it is not a noun. And nouns, really how we remember them is nouns are a person, a place, or a thing. And I like to think, okay, if you have something that you're reading about, can you hold it? Can you touch it? Maybe if it's a thing, can you pack it in your suitcase? And if you can't pack it in your suitcase, or if you can't reach out and touch it, it's probably not a noun. So a person, place, thing, or animal. And then there's just some examples of nouns there. And I think that is all for my focus wall book. We do have new Phonics Chunks today, and our new word chunk is ob. And ob is using the short O sound, ob. And so our words are job, rob, sob, and sob means to cry. Like if you are sobbing, it means you're really crying. Lob, and a lob can be like if you throw it really soft when you're playing baseball or something. If you lob it to someone, it's really soft and it's easy to catch. Blob, and a blob is like if you dump over a jar of paint and it leaves a big mess. That could be a blob of paint. Or maybe you feel like a blob. Sometimes I feel like a blob, just bleh. Glob, another thing, like maybe if you're gluing things and you use a glob of glue, it's a lot of glue. Knob, doorknob, silent K. Slob, that usually means you're messy. Snob. A snob is someone who's kind of stuck up and thinks that they're better than anybody else. And then throb. And throb is like if you hurt your knee or you fall and you hurt your arm and you feel like your arm is going like this, that is throbbing. It's like a pain that you feel. And so again, you will do your brainstorm words and come up with a list with OB in them using your soundboard. That'll be the easiest way to do it. You are going to do a setting activity where you're going to talk about where you live and when you live. So be really thinking about that. Your setting is going to be a lot different than the setting in the focus wall story. You are going to read for 15 minutes and you're going to do one spelling menu activity. And I believe that is it for our focus wall. So no writing on Monday. We will start writing again later in the week, and I will send some examples that we have come up with in here. And that is all for you. So I hope you had a great week, and I look forward to hearing from you next week. See you guys later. Bye.